Fathers, play your role. Learn more right after this.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome to Community Watch. Greg.
Doc, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, good. I'm good.
So we're talking about, we're featuring a world premiere video today.
Correct.
All right. But really, we're talking about the concept that went into the making of the video.
Yes. Actually, I think it's much deeper than that. You know, as a mentor, when we get into the video, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's about fathers being mentors, you know, taking our responsibility serious when it comes to our children. And this video we're going to see really captures that, you know, why it's so important. So I'm just excited to learn more about the concept, you know, how the brilliant people came about with this idea just to make the video. Because I think it's one of those issues that we have to talk about, but sometimes we talk about it without our children. And it's one of those pieces where I think children need to be involved in the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I guess the fact that this video was made and that it really is quite good,
yeah,
and came out of our Boys and Girls Club should be surprising, but it's not really.
Oh, it's not. I mean, we don't want to take up all the time, but the people at the I've been saying for the longest, Eric Turner, it's one of the best kept secrets in Rome, Georgia. And what they're doing over there, him and Oliver, the program they're doing with those kids, I mean, it's not fascinating for us. We're kind of grown accustomed to that, but I think people be surprised the products they're producing at the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, we'll be back in a minute with our guests. I think you'll really enjoy the show today. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at Fatherhoodgov.
Welcome back to Community Watch, and we're very happy to have with us today Oliver Robbins and Eric Turner. Welcome. And welcome back, I guess I should say.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yes, sir.
So, Eric, where to start?
Oh, man. Well, actually, I was looking through our member tracking system at the Boys and Girls Club and talked to my executive director, J.R. Davis. And we realized that we have a 74% single parent household ratio of our overall organization. And the majority of them are houses without the father. So we realized then that we had a serious father factor going on within our organization.
Now, were you surprised by those numbers, or did that sort of fit what you knew?
Well, I wasn't that surprised because I knew that we had a lot of kids that come from single parent households, but the overall ratio of all 4 sites, that really hit me hard.
Yeah. Now, when you say 4, that still throws me.
Yeah.
So I know the 2. Where are the others?
Okay, we have South Rome Youth, we have the Teen Center, we have the West Rome unit, and we have the Cedartown unit as well.
Okay.
Now, Eric, you know, I'm like you, 74%, you're not that surprised, but then we just picked the number 74%. Because as we know, we deal with a lot of students that the fathers are not in the home. But still, when you say 74%, you know, that's a lot. That's 3 out of 4 almost. And that is just some amazing numbers. And as you say, you know, you realize we really have a problem that when we have this many kids without a father figure in their life.
All right, so you found out about this, the largeness of this issue, but how did that develop into this project?
Well, that stayed in my mindset, so I presented the information to Mr. Robinson here, and I was like, how can we connect to the community and let them know about what's going on? Because, working at the Boys and Girls Club, we can pretty much tell you how many of the kids, in the clubs are running around, are from single parent households, and we wanted to connect to the community through a song. So I talked to him, and we collaborated, and we incorporated some of our kids, and we came out with this project.
So, Oliver, when you were presented with this information, what was your response?
I was super excited. I was doing some volunteer work there over the summer, and that's where the project kind of got started. And then I started working there, of course, and that's when I really kind of dug into it with the kids, and it was mostly them, which is really surprising. We sat down and we spoke about how to write a song, and we broke it down to the bare bones by saying, what is a father? We literally looked up the definition of what a father is, and we started building the song on that concept. And I think what was really unique about the whole thing is they were able to pull some of the things that they normally wouldn't talk about out of themselves and put them into an artistic form, which ultimately would help them to deal with some of the things that they were dealing with
I was just thinking that, Oliver, when you were saying that, I was just wondering, since the project, how has it affected the kids? Have you seen a difference in them, or have they realized, what they have or don't have in their life and how they're addressing it?
It did, and especially in that room. I mean, myself and Mr. Eric Turner would go in there and we would start, going through the process of writing the songs, and some of the things that they would say, I mean, you could see it on their faces as they would get more comfortable speaking about what was going on inside of them and the issues that they were dealing with. And it comes across, in the music, it's some anger there. There's some resentment there. And all of those things are evident when you hear the words that these kids are saying, and who better to tell fathers how important they are than the children, the children that depend on them to be there. So,
exactly.
So the process of getting it written and made, how did you go about doing that, and how long did it take you to get it done?
Man, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
We were so into it. I think most of the summer it took the kids writing and putting all their feelings and everything into the song, and us critiquing it, finding the right music to go with the song, and that was the long part. Making the video wasn't as hard. It was long, but it wasn't as hard. But
it was I guess, like you said, during the song creation process, the thing that took the longest inside this little room that we had at the Boys and Girls Club where we worked on this thing was getting them to open up and around each other. And I mean, these are friends, these are peers, these are people that see each other every single day and talk and laugh and play. But when you start digging down and pulling some of these things out, it's hard to do that in front of other folks. So I would call it my weekly therapy session.
yeah,
because not only was I getting some growth out of it by hearing these young ladies and young men talk about what a father is to them, but they themselves were growing amongst each other. Yeah. And I think that they all became a tighter group after that, So it was really fun to watch it happen.
Yes, it was.
And y'all have been, there've been some music being produced out of the Boys and Girls Club for some time now.
Yeah.
So, you still got the little studio in the building?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We still have it.
That's pretty impressive.
We actually have a music program. It's called Music Makers.
Right.
And it teaches the kids how to use different instruments and learn programs and all of that. So we utilize that area very well, I would say.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm curious, since because as Doctor just said, y'all have produced some work before, But this was on another level to me. I mean, this was like fully grown up. This was a different level. And all the stuff y'all have done had messages, but this was just something about this one that just really resonated. And I'm wondering, how has this affected just the morale, the camaraderie? How's it affected just at the club? Or the kids, you know, that weren't involved but seeing this process, how has that affected them as well?
You know what? I showed the video to several of the kids that weren't in the video, and they really, you know, were captivated by the video. I don't know, you know, if they were just struck by the whole video or if they could relate to certain things in the video, because, you know, I was impacted as a father in the video. I really learned. I was in the video, had a verse in the video, and it really, you know, impacted me. I had to think about some things as a father myself, just hearing those kids. So,
Well, what is your hope for this? And I'm asking both of y'all. What is your goal for the video, and what do you hope is going to come out of it?
First, you know, we want to bring about awareness to the community about the importance of a father playing his role in his kids' lives. Because they were born a male, it's their choice or not if you're going to be a father, be a man. You know, and we want to, you know, make everybody aware. You know, we want them to know that it is a father factor and it's a community problem.
Yeah. We always talk about single mothers. You know, there's a lot of emphasis put on them and how strong and how great they are. And I told him when he came to me with the idea, there's a documentary called Absent by Justin Hunt. And it deals with the importance of having someone there that has a choice to accept you or not, which as Arya says in the video. That's so crucial for the development of a child, is having someone that can say, hey, I don't want to be there, or someone that says, I will be there and I choose to be there. And that person's taking that step and saying, I'm going to be there for you because I want to, not because I have to. I want to let fathers know first, that's what your role is. And that's how important you are. Because a lot of times we say, you know, it's important to be a father, but okay, why? And that's one of the main reasons why is we give that to kids at such an early age, and if they don't have it, they will seek it out in other places.
That's right.
Now I know my goal for the video and for this, because I have one, is that, Doc, I feel we have a responsibility somehow to make this a bigger conversation. I mean, community watch is great, but somehow I think we have to take this opportunity and make this a bigger conversation in the community, because I think there's one thing that I know as being a father myself, there are some issues. Sometimes, you know, choosing to leave for whatever reason, not being a father, you know, you have to make that choice. But there's a lot of issues between parents sometimes that we got to sit down and say, look, mom and dad, whatever your problem is, you know, it's two parents. And sometimes there's some history, you know, and so we got to be real and have a real community discussion about, you know, we may not have to like each other, but we have to agree to co-parent.
Absolutely.
And co-parent doesn't mean if I just don't have child support, I can't be involved. Co-parent means, you know, we're going to do the best we can to raise our children. And I think there's so much emphasis put on single parents and mothers and how strong they are that we kind of mitigate the fact that fathers missing is a problem.
Absolutely.
As if mamas are so strong that they don't need their father figures in their life. And I think somehow we have kind of taken on this attitude as a community that it's okay because moms are so strong. Right. And I think that's a problem. And I think we got to be honest. And I think we have a responsibility, all of us at this table, to make this a bigger conversation.
Yes, sir.
To say, fathers, you can be involved to some capacity in your children's life. And I think we have to do that.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to take a break in a little bit and show the video, and then we'll also have, I believe, the director of the video and a couple of the stars.
Yeah.
So thank you both for what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
And I don't know that we'll be able to have you on the show like this much longer because you're going to blow up.
So we better get them now.
Get them back, yeah. So stay with us. We'll be back with the video after this.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Community Watch, and I'm joined by Miss Jen Fortnash, Miss Jada Dublin, and Miss Ambrielle Williams. And ladies, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Now, we know we're going to watch the video in just a minute or two, but tell me about the process. What was it like to write, direct, and be a part of a video such as this?
Well, in my opinion, I'm always the poet type. I like writing poems and stuff like that, so it wasn't really like a hard task. But when we finally started recording the video and started going into the studio, it was like, okay, this is the big deal. And, you know, it's like, okay, so this is really what's up. I mean, this is really how it is in the real life.
It was fun. All of it was fun.
It was?
Yeah.
Now,
hard sometimes, but it was fun.
Hot.
What about like just the writing part? Because I know for instance, Amber, you love to write, but did you find that to be very interesting to write about something collectively with people about such a serious topic?
I feel that it wasn't hard because, like, for me, I come from a background family. I have a stepfather, but I really appreciated my father, whether it was my biological father was in my real life. So it's kind of easy for it to all flow out on paper, for me to all put it down together and put all my emotion into it so people can understand where I'm coming from an actual person who knows the feeling.
Now, Miss Fortnash, you were actually a senior at Berry.
Yes, sir.
And so you were the videographer, the director. So what was this experience like for you?
Well, actually, I never had worked with film before. I'm more of a photographer, and Eric showed me this song, and it was so powerful, and he asked if I'd film the music video for it. And at first, I was a little intimidated just because the song was so great. You all did an amazing job.
Thanks.
It made such an impact on me that I was hoping I could do a good job videoing too. So.
I can imagine that it's so serious and such a great job that you want to make sure you can truly represent the video. Well, we're going to get ready to watch the video so people know what we're talking about. And once we come back, we'll talk more about the details behind it and the relationships that we all have with our parents. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. It's about a 6-minute long video about fathers playing their role.
Fathers, the first person in our lives that actually has the choice to accept us or not. You either choose to be in our lives or never at all. Why not be a man and take care of your child? You plant us as seeds, leave, then try to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Why?
Why add the weight on a mother's shoulders and make her be the father you refuse to be? You have given her the opportunity to water, nurture, and raise us up to blossom to the person we are today. Strong, intelligent, loyal, and resilient. Not allowing the circumstances that you dealt in the game. That you played with my emotions, my trust, and my expectations, leaving me to wither and die.
Baby girl, I'm sorry, but I just can't make it. I got some things going on. I tried to text your phone. Did your mom tell you I stopped to say hello with a bracelet? When I break your heart, I need to replace it. I know the things I buy make you happy. That's why I drop them off. You know your dad's got your back. No matter what the cost is, good luck, kid. And now I catch the next game, and you know about that phone. You better answer when it rings.
You can't make it. I told you about this game 2 weeks ago, but once again, you seem to wanna be a no-show. I never seen the bracelet, never took it out the bag. I think mama got mad, she probably took it back. I don't want no and bracelet. Dad, don't you always say that you always make these promises that never even have to come around? Oh, by the way, don't you worry about the next game. The season's almost over, too bad. You should've came.
Fathers, you need to play your role. You need to be around to watch your kids grow. Watch their wings unfold. We can't let the streets grab hold, cause if it ever does, then God bless their souls. Cause when they get that venom up in them, they then become sinners. You wanna resent them, you know that life you should've entered. You gotta be a man, can't be instrumental, cause it could be detrimental if you don't play your parental, so play your role.
Where were you all those times that I needed you? All those times I felt like I just wanted to just snap into. I remember times when I cried in the middle of the night, asking my mama how come daddy wasn't in my life. All those tears added up with the years when I didn't want to roll my troubles up just to get high. Not replacing weed for your place on the inside. Mama gave me Bruce's wings so I can fly. That disconnection led me into the wrong direction. There was no correction. Mama always told me you were the type of man. I didn't listen cause I wanted that protection, love and affection. One day you brought light to my eyes. Cause after all that time I tried, you showed me all your lies and it ended all my cries. While I'm struggling, trying to survive. Sometimes a young lady needs a father in her life.
Fathers, you need to play your role. You need to be around to watch your kids grow. Watch their wings unfold. We can't let the streets grab hold, cause if it ever does, then God bless their souls. Cause when they get that venom up in them, they then become sinners. You wanna resent them, you know that life you should've entered. You gotta be a man, yeah, be instrumental. Cause it could be detrimental if you don't play your parental, so play your role.
You gotta stay in position, play your position. Remember, every day it's a mission. Raising your children, cherish every day that you're with them. Cause you never know when your last days are living. Start assisting these mothers, y'all work with each other. Stop the fighting and fussing, yeah, and hush all the cussing. Put nothing above them. Tell me, man, why you bugging? Is it too much to ask to show your children you love them? Cause it's evident when the father's in the residence. Little boys grow up to be better men. And as for our ladies, they're not running around age 14 with a baby. No, so don't be an absentee. Cause the outcome, y'all, will be a tragedy. We gotta work hard to stop this trend. But before we begin, your sperm donors gotta become men first.
Fathers, you need to play your role. You need to be around to watch your kids grow. Watch their wings unfold. We can't let the streets grab hold, cause if it ever does, then God bless their souls. Cause when they get that venom up in them, they then become sinners. You wanna resent them, you know that life you should've entered. You gotta be a man, yeah, be instrumental. Cause it could be detrimental if you don't play your parental, so play your role.
Oh, you gotta play your role. Time is the key. You know, make priority. Let the mistake fly. Don't give control to the night. Just take control and play your role.
You gotta play your role. You need to play your role. So come and play your role. Fathers, play your role. You gotta play your role. You need to play your role. So come and play your role. Fathers, play your role. You gotta play your role. You need to play your role. So come and play your role. Fathers, play your role. You gotta play your role. You need to play your role. So come and play your role. Fathers, play your role.
Were you all those times that I needed
Don't be an absentee. Cause the outcome, y'all, will be a tragedy.
All those tears added up, it's added up.
Baby girl, I'm sorry.
You seem to wanna be a no-show.
I'm sorry.
Father. Why add the weight on a mother's shoulders and make her be the father you refuse to be?
Like you should've hit her. You gotta be a man, yeah, be instrumental, so play your role. Role, so play your role. Role, so play your role. Play your role.
Welcome back, and as you just seen the video, I think the video speaks volume, and I think what y'all was able to create, it's not only a art that's to be really celebrated, but the content. Because one thing that I know as a member of the 100, as a mentor, that a lot of fathers are not present in the lives of their children, and so. And Brez, you were saying having a stepfather. Did you feel at any point when you was you writing for your peers as well? Did you have friends that didn't have fathers and you knew how it affected them? So when you was writing this, did you take kind of all of that into play?
Well, to be honest, I don't try to sound selfish, but I kind of really related it back to me. And I kind of, after we made the video and after I listened to it a couple of times over and over from everybody's part, it just kind of made me think about, wow, there are actually children, there's actually fathers out here who don't really care about their children, And it's kind of like, it kind of relates to not only like myself, but then it started relating to my peers and also how it also could affect them. Because I don't, like most of my friends or my associates, I don't know if their fathers are in their lives all the time. I really don't know. So you really don't know who it can make a big impact on. So.
What about you, Miss Dublin? What was it like for you, this whole process?
Yeah, it was for some of my peers because I know people that their fathers aren't there, but they wish their father was there. And so in the my part, I wrote some of it for them and I wrote some of it for me.
Now, when you watch the video, and I got to give it to you, Miss Nash, I mean, the scenery, the places y'all, I mean, it was really nice. The video was really nice. But I'm curious, what was, when you was actually filming the video, was you able to trying to capture like the ambiance, like the setting as well to go with the actual storyline? Or, you know, was y'all just kind of forced, like, this is what we got to do, we got to make it work?
Well, I know Mr. Eric really appreciates great scenes and great environments, so I did want to capture some of the really unique and nice environment that Georgia does have. But I really wanted to capture, I guess, the emotion of human beings in the production, and that's why I did a lot of close-ups on the faces, because we connect with faces. We're constantly trying to read faces, and I really wanted to capture the emotion in the face.
And well, you did a great job, and I have to say, the music, and I'm a fan of Nick Rucker. The music was just great, and so I want to give Nick his prop because the music really was great. I'm curious though, since you've participated in this project, ladies, and I'm pretty sure you've discussed it with your peers, discussed it with some of your family members, probably discussed it with your parents. How has that come about? What has it been like since making the video, and talking about this with your parents, or even possibly even your fathers and some of your friends' fathers? So what has come of this so far?
Didn't you want to go?
Go.
Well, when my mother saw it, she was empowered by it and she was moved by it because she was like, I can tell that came from the heart and from every individual who was in the making of the video. And she was right about it because, in my opinion, I shared it on Facebook on my Facebook page, and I tagged my own father into it, and I don't know if he has even looked at it by the fact he probably has came across it, probably didn't like it because he probably felt like, wow, like my daughter's really dogging me out. But it's the truth. I mean, that's how it is, because some fathers need to know that with them being absent from their child's life, it affects them greatly. It doesn't, like, it really just affects them in some type of, like, in either type of way, whether emotionally or mentally.
My mother seen it. She was talking about we going to Hollywood. But my father seen it, and he said he liked it, and I showed a lot of people the video. They liked it, and my friends, they've seen it, and they want to be a part of the music program now.
And so now, is that powerful, knowing that what you have created have inspired other students, your peers, and yes. By watching the video, you know, I know a couple of kids in the video. I mean, it's very powerful. It's just very powerful, and it makes me. I got so many questions for a lot of them. Like, you know, where's your relationship now with your dad, and how do you look at your dad? Because my dad was not in my life, but I know at one point I got to the point where I said, well, you know what, I can't hate him any longer because it doesn't change anything. So, you know, from this forward on, I can just be me and just be thankful that he can help produce life. And so I'm really curious to where this would go. I'm hoping that y'all would do some speeches, and y'all will go around and talk more about the video and the process, because I believe y'all have given a voice to your peers that probably wasn't there. And for you, Miss Fort Nash, I mean, this may be your first time in videos, but you did an awesome job.
Thank you.
And I just really congratulate all three of y'all on what y'all did, because I really think you have created a platform that now we can really have a discussion, really about parents and our role. So we'll be right back to give you some more information about the video and about some of the great programs at the Boys and Girls Club. So stick with us right after this.
Being a dad can be tough.
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now. But it's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Brew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit Fatherhood.gov.
Welcome back to Community Watch. And once again, ladies, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on such a great job. I think this is a product of great opportunity. To watch the video, go to YouTube and type in Play Your Role. There you can watch the actual video and have a conversation about it. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll see you next time on Community Watch.